Bill.
You hear news stories today from time to time about the possibility of terrorist activities in this country, and they make reference to possible targets and the means of delivering the destruction, such as bio warfare, releasing of some kind of a virus or hitting some other target. Are we putting ideas into the minds of terrorists, or they already have them?
Well, this book, you mean what, in terms of Spycraft, in terms of the book specifically, or more broadly?
Well, in the media today, that they're all, we could have bio agents released in subways in New York City. We say we're giving them an idea they didn't already have, or they would probably already have the idea.
I've answered that pretty. We're not giving them any ideas. Those ideas float. In fact, all of espionage, the intelligence business, about whether you're on the attack side or whether you're on the defensive side, kind of the basic business is well known. I mean, you want to get secret information, you want to protect secret information. You want to do a clandestine attack, you want to prevent a clandestine attack. So I sometimes use a football analogy to say, I know the other guy is going to pass or run. I mean, fundamentally we know that. So it's the various individual techniques, and when they are applied, that become critical.
Would you have any kind of an idea at all how well on top of we are of the game after 9/11?
Well, we've actually enjoyed one that's this is the no-hitter syndrome. I mean, you say that you've done well, when you've got a no-hitter going into the seventh inning. We've done well. I mean, we've done well not only in the United States, but also overseas in terms of preventing other major terrorist incidents. The Mumbai attack a few weeks ago in India, a fascinating story, and particularly from a technology standpoint, because this showed how a small group of terrorists really relied on the sophisticated communications, geolocating, communications technology to carry out that attack. This, in contrast to the 9/11 attack, when those hijackers had used very little technology to carry out their action.
Hey, Bob.
Sure.
Vint King,
Yes.
you a good friend of yours?
Vint King actually grew up a half a mile from our
Did he?
farm.
He's a good friend of mine, fraternity brother and all that. Bartered. Only person I ever knew him bartered.
Okay, well, good. Vint was a World War II hero who never told his story.
Never said much.
Never told his story. And I wonder for any of you who happen to be in that situation or know people who can tell those stories, encourage them to do so and write them down. I have 3 uncles in World War II as well. All of them now passed away, and I don't have their stories. I'm greatly disappointed.
Vint passed away too.
Yes.
Yes. I understand that some of the material in your book actually was classified to begin with, and you had to sort of make sure that it was declassified before you could include it in the book. Is that correct?
The CIA operates, everything is classified. That's the starting point. As an intelligence officer, we agree when we joined the service that classified information would be protected throughout our lifetime. So I was under obligation, am under obligation. Anything that I publish, I submit to the CIA for review for classification before it's published. Sure.
What kind of salary would an agent make? Any idea what kind of money they would
Now, when you use the term agent, do you mean a CIA officer or somebody who spies for us?
Spies for us.
They can be very inexpensive, like a couple $100 a month, and some depending on what area of the world you're in. The biggest chunk of agent money will come from your highly placed agents who will work for several years and then are resettled in the United States. And at that point, usually we take on a lifelong obligation to them to provide them salaries and income. So, I don't know of any who's been paid $1 trillion yet. No, but certainly, several have been paid in the millions.
No mouse tonight?
Oh, you want to see the mouse? Well, it didn't fit in very well. I talked about dead drops. And a dead drop is a location where an agent can leave material for a CIA officer, or a CIA officer can leave material for an agent. Usually at a dead drop, you want to put your secret message or your secret material in some kind of concealment. And perhaps the most famous of the concealments, at least the ones that we have in Spycraft, is a freeze-dried rat. Now this actually pretty good, makes pretty good sense. You see, you take a rat, you eviscerate the rat, and you get a nice cavity in here. You know, it's about 3 inches long and and the inch in diameter. I mean, you put a lot of cameras. You put a lot of these cameras in one of these rats. Right? You just deliver it. Now, what's the advantage of a rat? Well, one advantage of the rat is that every place in the world there are rats. Second advantage of the rat is that all societies consider dead rats fairly abhorrent. So, you know, a person isn't going to pick them up unless you're told there's going to be a rat, you know, at 10th and Washington. You know, by the stop sign at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, so go pick it up. Okay, pretty good.
Does the term ratted out have anything to do with this?
Well, the issue though was that while humans would leave the rat alone, cats wouldn't. So how do you keep cats from picking up your rat? And our chemists actually spent a lot of taxpayer money to find this out. That if you put the Tabasco sauce on the rat, why the cat won't pick it up. Now somebody asked the question, well, there are different rats in different parts of the world, and they don't all look the same, right? They don't all look like that, and that's right. This is actually a Western European rat. We primarily use white rats for this, and then our artists would take this Clairol and give the rat the right coloration for the country they live in. If any of you would like to pet the rat or have your picture taken with the rat, yeah, Don would be pleased.